All right, so at the bottom of the screen here, you can see the first buy, $49.51, June 10th of 2024. 67 weeks ago, I started investing $50 every single day into Bitcoin. Now, I stuck with that all the way up till I had an error. Well, a couple days that there was an error. And then I actually ironically decided to up my contributions to $100 every single week. And I've stuck true to that all the way to today. So I want to talk about the results that I'm seeing from Bitcoin in this video and just talk about, how and why it is actually in my investment portfolio. I've had differing opinions on Bitcoin in the past, and it's now kind of sort of a staple in my journey. So let's get into it. So let's first start by going over some of the stats that we see behind Bitcoin. Obviously, the chart is really interesting. Actually, there hasn't been much movement in the past month and really 3 months with Bitcoin and what's been going on. But, over the past year, it's had quite the bounce back from where we were at. And then over the past 5 years, up 942%. No one's complaining about any of that stuff at this point. It's been absolutely, crazy. Bitcoin's been one that's sort of had a roller coaster experience in my portfolio. But at the end of the day, I decided to make the conscious decision to add it and start investing more consistently into it. Now, here is my position. I currently own 0.055 Bitcoin at a value of $6,211. My average cost is $86,640. Currently, it's $112,000, and it makes up 16.48% of my portfolio. Now, I scrolled down. You got a little sneak peek. My total return from doing just this challenge alone is about 30%. This is one of the better investments that I've made in the short term for my portfolio, so it's like really awesome to see that. And it's by far outpaced the market in general for my particular portfolio. Now, one thing that I think is really important to point out is that, yes, this says that it's 16.46% of my portfolio. Some people might look at that and be like freaked out, like, oh man, that's way too much to be investing in something like Bitcoin. You need to be, diversified more. Well, I just want to say that that is of my taxable brokerage account, like this $39,000 account that I have in Robinhood right now. My current strategy with Bitcoin, again, just investing $100 every single week. So I'm not adding like all that much more, like insane lump sum investing, but I am doing it more periodically over time. Now, this doesn't also factor in the amount I have invested in my Roth IRA, $33,000, some 401k, other accounts that I've been working on transferring back into Robinhood. Like, it is a much smaller percentage of my portfolio diversification overall than that number represents. Now, for me personally, my thought process around Bitcoin and where we're at is that there's far too much of an upside potential to not have this as part of my investment plan. I think for me in Bitcoin, what I'd like to have it around in the future is probably 10% of my overall investment strategy. I want it to be 10% of the net worth that I have. And I would feel pretty comfortable with that. No one can really tell you exactly where things like this are going to head, but if history repeats itself, great investment. I can't claim to know the most about Bitcoin, but I do know enough to be dangerous with it. And I think that there's, really, really good use cases for it. And, there's a lot of potential value that it's going to have too, especially with it being a finite amount. Now, I know that we won't run out of supply within my lifetime. I think that's going to be really cool, something I'll be able to pass down, because that's when, demand could go absolutely insane when it's stopped being pumped. I mean, the Fed can always print more money. You can't print more Bitcoin. And I don't know. That's just my general thoughts on where we're at with it. Now, I think the best part to all of this is that I just love trying out different investments, and I try to not overcrowd and over diversify what I'm doing. That's actually why I restructured my portfolio quite a bit. But what's really cool about this whole Bitcoin thing is that in conjunction with this, I also invest $100 every single week into different asset classes. I also invest $15 every single day into VTI. What I want to do is just obviously trace the overall market, and it's been pretty cool. I mean, this is a portfolio I transferred in from M1 Finance not too long ago. I got free Roth IRA match when I did that. It was awesome. That's why I transferred it into Robinhood, but looking at this, where I've been investing $15 every single day, I mean, the past 1 year, this is where it just makes a ton of sense, right? You look at a chart like this, and people are like, why not lump sum? Well, if I lump summed everything in at this, at the point at the beginning of this chart, I would be up just 15%. Now, it might be beneficial to dollar cost average over time, because as this is dropping and as it dips down, like, hey, look at this. I bought in when this was $243. Back here, it was $283, saved, a $40 buy-in price there. And then it's bounced all the way back to $327. So yeah, I mean, that's just one strategy that I've been approaching. I actually released a video, comparing investing every single day versus, once a month. And it was pretty interesting to see the results on stuff like that. So I'm doing this in several different ways. The other one that I've been doing this on is in my just regular investing account. I started doing this with QQQ, just another ETF that I think has, really, really solid growth potential. You look at the chart, especially over the past year, up 21%. But you go to the max, not the max, sorry, the 5-year, you're up over 115%. I do this with individual stocks as well. Robinhood is one that I've been investing with and doing this more recently in, and I've been a big fan of what they've been doing with their application and sort of their revenue streams that they have. So I started doing this $100 buy series with Robinhood. And then there's a couple other ways that I do it. But again, I'm actually in the process of restructuring this portfolio a little bit more. Now, at the end of the day, why I think these investment strategies are working is, well, because they're fun for me. I love comparing these results, trying to see how they compete against one another, trying to find the best opportunities, and really just try to outpace the market. The other thing that's cool is like making these videos, showcasing these portfolios for you. It really holds me accountable to continue investing, because, hey, if I don't keep investing, well, I'm not really going to have that cool of updates that are going on within the portfolio. And so with each paycheck, I want to invest more and more. That's why I like setting up these different recurring challenges that I'm doing and being able to report back on what those look like. So, I mean, if you guys have been following along the journey, I've loved doing this stuff. I want to say thank you for being a part of this and, like, honestly building wealth alongside of me, because a huge component to this is just you guys checking in, Jacob commenting on every video, and just people that I haven't actually physically met in person that have kept me true to the process of, what's been going on here. And I love that kind of stuff. So I just want to say big thank you to everybody who checks out these videos and, is keeping me, progressing with my finances. Hopefully they help you in a little bit of a way too. So if you made it this far, make sure you leave a like. Thank you for checking out this video, and have a great day.